Hey guys, Oliver Phelps here, and welcome to Aiming for Scratch, where I'm documenting my journey to getting down to that zero handicap. First of all, I need to address the elephant in the room. Why am I dressed like this? Well, I've tried to look as presentable as possible after coming off a very, very long flight. But anyway, I wanted to get this video done and dusted for you guys. So here we are. But look, the theme of this week's video is going on the back of quite a few comments that I've been receiving, asking more about what a golf lesson's like, because many of you who've got in touch, which is awesome by the way, have been saying that they've never had a lesson or they've never thought about, or what does it entail. So I thought, you know what, I'll try and record a lesson up at JCB Golf and Country Club with John Howes, using their fantastic facilities up there. So what I wanted to do was show what the lesson is about. But as I've said before, we've been working on making the club face more neutral on impact, and after reading some of your comments, I thought I'd show you a bit more in depth as to what a lesson is actually like. And my background today, as you will notice, isn't quite a damp England right now. No, it's in one of my favourite parts of the world, Victoria in Australia, at the beautiful Kingston Heath. So if you are out there watching in Victoria, hello down under. And I'll be honest with you, in the past, it's one thing that I've been guilty of. It's turning up for a golf lesson, literally straight out the car park, no swinging, no warming up, no getting that muscle memory going beforehand, and just going straight to the lesson, expecting to be able to hit balls perfectly straight off the bat. So I've realised, actually, warm up. So here's me warming up right now. As you can see, I'm not really paying too much attention as to where the ball is going right now. It's literally just getting the arms moving, opening that chest up, getting the hips moving, getting more into it. Okay, so just to set this up, we're working on having the top part of the grip facing straight ahead as I'm needing to lay off the swing.
Oh, that's different. First shot in.
A little bit.
I spied that as I was walking in there. Yeah. Up top and pause. Good. Make it a bit more laid off if you can. Nice. Tap. Ooh. No worries. It's fine.
So I need to say now that if you're noticing a slight glare on one of the cameras, that's actually a result of going out on my motorbike the other week and a large bug coming into contact with the camera. And well, the important thing is the camera survived. Anyway, back to the golf.
Bit more laid off. No, pause there. Repeat. Go back. Up top. So it's just more the pitch of the shaft that I'm interested in. So up top, pause. I'm just going to explain what you did a second ago.
Yeah.
So all you did was add more wrist cock.
Okay.
What I want you to do is let the club head fall behind you.
Okay.
Just have even look at what's going on here, right? So I want you to get up here, and your hands are going to stay where they are. You're just going to let the club fall over there.
Okay.
That's the feeling that it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Top and pause. Good. Go. Nice. Okay. Bit of a heel strike, but it was definitely different path.
Right, club lesson. This is the face of a golf club. You got your toe, you got your centre, and you got your heel. So when you hear people saying off the heel of the club, right here.
Now, if you'd had those 2 or 3 weeks ago, you'd have been amazed, wouldn't you?
Yeah, there's a big difference in it.
Yeah.
There's definitely a big difference in what's there.
Yeah, good. Okay, so let's try and make them a little bit more realistic now. So I want you to go up to left arm parallel to the ground and just show me the correct position from first go. So you're just going to go up there and try and nail that first position. If we don't quite get it, just reset and go again.
Okay.
Pause, have a look. Okay. Yeah. Try and get it a little bit more there on the next one if you can, at first effort. Good, nice. Cool. You felt like hitting it, that's fine. Sometimes you'll be like, I kind of feel like I want to go now. Pause there, okay. So when you're going up there, there's a little bit of cup in this left wrist. We don't need that. We can just have the left wrist a little bit flatter.
Okay.
All right, still, it's not really doing anything to the shaft. We still want the shaft laying in this kind of position, but we don't need to be quite as cupped with that left wrist. Okay. So just flow it up to that left arm parallel to the ground position. Good. That was nice. That was a really nice rep. Up again. Good. A little bit of cup there, wasn't there? Yeah. It's weird on the wrists, eh?
It's trying to lose that
Yeah.
that thought, which I think
Yeah.
that first muscle thought.
So I'm basically, right, I'm saying to you, just to surmise it all, I'm going, okay, this is where you were before, and we're now going up to that position. Okay? This is where you were before,
Yeah.
and now we're going up to this position.
Right.
The two parts of the backswing are connected. If you
Yeah.
do one, it encourages the other.
Yeah.
Good effort. Path will be 1, 2 maybe at most. I reckon if you threw something in down here, I reckon you'd path it at 0.
This is back to when I had a T-peg behind the ball to encourage the out-to-in ball strike.
Just a little blocker there
Yeah.
just reminds you of like, hey, downswing, this is what you're going to
Yeah.
do. It's almost like each thing you add. So we've worked on downswing thoughts to try and create an out-to-in path. We're now working on a little bit of backswing thoughts to create an out-to-in path.
Okay.
Each thing that you add, you're buying another lottery ticket to try and win. Yeah? You're trying to stack the odds in your favor that you're going to do it. Yeah? Yeah. 2 again, maybe? 1.2. Like, that's money.
Right, if you're hearing us talk about those numbers, 1, 2.2, etc., don't feel confused. This is literally the readings from the TrackMan ball tracking system, the club path on the ball at impact.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Considering that 8-9 into out guy that started in January
Yeah.
with a 7
It's-
iron,
yeah.
that's night and day. I would almost, if you presented with that in January, I wouldn't have even spoken about this.
No.
I'd have just been like, oh, okay, awesome.
I mean, that's to sit when you see the figures down like that. You're like, okay.
That's where it verifies to me that what we're working on is changing. It gives you a
Yeah.
bit of confidence that, because sometimes you can hit a shot that finishes on target and you think that everything in your golf swing's gone correctly.
Yeah.
But that could have been a shot that started way out to the right, curved to the left with a big old draw, and you were trying to work on an out-to-in swing, and you know by that ball flight,
Yeah.
it hasn't really happened.
No.
What this does is it measures exactly the piece that you're trying to change in your golf swing.
Yeah.
That's why these launch monitors have been so popular, you know?
Yeah, and it's instant feedback, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. Just nudge the ball this way a little bit, because otherwise you might heel it. There you are, that's good. Nice, so up top and pause. Nice, that was good.
Nope.
Right, lucky. So I think face
Tell
was
that.
just really open there.
Another good thing about being coached is being able to be pointed out where exactly you have gone wrong. No surprise here, speed has always been a problem of mine.
Yeah, that felt really shallow, shall we
Okay.
say, on the way back.
Path was there, face was just really open, and that's why I don't want that cup
No,
in there.
no.
I want the left wrist.
I think I need to try. I think I need to think of a different mindset of getting that motion.
Okay.
So in the motion, I'm thinking, right. You know, I said about that part there.
Yeah.
Moving.
Yeah.
And that's probably going to make it.
Okay. Yeah. So if you think of John Rahm or Dustin Johnson backswing, do you ever notice the left wrist and sort of what it's doing?
Right.
So John Rahm is renowned for having what we call like a flat or a slightly bowed left wrist. It kind of looks like this.
Okay.
Dustin Johnson, similar. Colin Morikawa, similar. All of those 3 guys are all faders of the golf ball, interestingly. And they all have the club kind of working through the position that I'm trying to get you to do.
Right.
So when you go up on this next one, take it up to left arm parallel to the ground. Pause there. See this angle here?
Yeah.
I'm just going to go a bit more there. It's almost like
Okay. Totally the opposite to what I'm doing.
you kind of, well, you've still got the shaft in the same position as what you were doing.
Yeah.
But
It's not coming that way, is it?
No, well, now because you've got the path doing a good job,
Yeah.
you don't need the face to be as
No.
open. You can have a little bit more sort of strength to this left wrist.
Okay.
You might hear people in golf talk about a flat left wrist.
Okay.
That would be a pretty good goal for you, to have a reasonably flat left wrist. If you get this shaft doing what we've said here, you're going to get that nice neutral downswing path and a club path number on the launch monitor close to 0. So just take it up to left arm parallel to the ground again. Pause. That's nice. I'd let you go with that. Okay. There we go. Very good. Very, very good. So face was a lot more neutral there, and the path was absolutely money. So an extremely straight shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to look at the carry number.
Carry number is the distance the ball will travel before it hits the ground.
Yeah, well, I'll turn it off. Easy way to get around that.
Yeah, I think we should do. Because I'm looking at it again. Oh,
because you're thinking it's getting shorter.
Yeah.
That's the danger.
It's just ego lifting, isn't it?
Yeah, but you've done that. Like your normal 7-iron speed is 90, 93 sometimes on a 7-iron when I've seen you warm up before.
Yeah.
So you've swung that at 86. So it's going to be be shorter. You're not yet doing it at match speed. You're doing this at kind of a learning speed, or even a bit too fast even for learning it. You could say, but yeah, easy way around that. Just turn the number off, make it invisible. Okay, so left wrist could have been a little bit flat. Yeah, good, well done. Up to left arm, parallel, towards there, nice, yeah. So you were making a little change there, weren't you?
Yeah.
So you were there and you were like, oh, I want it there.
Yeah.
Just before you came down.
See through it, yeah.
Yeah. So you've got like a little checkpoint. Left arm parallel to the ground. I want the left wrist relatively flat. So this angle here, the back of my left wrist. Make sure that's reasonably flat. And let's have the shaft pointing somewhere more there rather than there.
Okay.
There are your 2 checkpoints right now. Good.
More of that, or is that
good on you. Try one like that. Same thing, go up and pause. Good, have a look at it. Good, eyes back if you can, and path it left. Nice, yes. Now you'll see what you thought you were going to see on the last one.
That's it, yeah.
So that one was minus 1.8 path, so an out to in path.
Yeah.
Who would have thought of it?
That's
you know, 4 weeks
yeah.
ago, you couldn't have bought that. Not as good,
No,
if I'm honest. Got a bit excited then, last one was so good. Oh, I've got this, got it nailed. You sped up and you actually got the club, it was across the line at the top, and that path went back to being in to out.
Another thing I'm working on is really getting the rotation through the ball and to try and get my hips and chest, etc., facing the left of target. So John decided to show how much faith he has in me, and probably more than he probably should have done, by standing where I should be facing after impact.
Okay, all right, so this will be quite a good video. All right, so here's the intent. Exactly, okay. So I am, if I go to 0, okay, this would be on the ball target line. I'm coming round 3 steps to the left, okay? You're gonna go up and do the backswing and just check it. Good. Now get that divot going left when your eyes go back to the ball. Okay, so up and pause. Left. Divot left, come on. Well done. I didn't go any closer.
I was bloody nervous.
And I know you. Obviously, when you're hitting from grass is ideal because there's a divot that flies out there.
Yes.
But having that intent, even though we've done this backswing really well, okay, great, but you could still swing it that way because you've got all that muscle memory of having done that over the last few years. Yeah. Imagine you were demonstrating this to a non-golfer and trying to explain to them what you're working on. You'd go up, you'd nail backswing, divot left, come on.
How's that line now?
It was all right, it was all right, pretty decent. Tell you what, you can keep your eyes on the ball. I'll just put the club in position, okay? So up and pause, stop there. Go. Well done.
And like everything on the way to improvement, it's all about reps, reps, and more reps. And let's face it, the more you can get into a good session, just elevates it even better.
That's quite a cool little way of doing it. If I can be quick, I can get out of the way.
So it's got to be more though than it was.
Yeah, I can still go a little bit more laid off. So up and pause. You keep your eyes on the ball. Go. Well done. Pause. Go. Well done.
So here's an idea I had. Let me know if it works. I thought I'd show you what the swing actually looked like from the golf club's perspective. So after this lesson, which was about 90 minutes or so in the studio, it can be a bit of an overload of information to the point where you miss key parts that what you should have learnt. But John always sends me a recap of what we have done. And I've got to be honest with you, this is something that I watch when I'm practicing, and especially if things aren't going well, it's a good little refresh.
Hi, Ollie. Quick video here just to go through the bits that we did last week. So as you know, we've been working really hard on trying to get this downswing path nailed. You've had a tendency over the last few years to swing it a little bit from the inside. At last parallel, that club would be behind your hands, and then down through impact, that path was going out to the right, showing up with in to out path numbers on TrackMan and on GC Quad. So what we did as the change the other day to try and really tip the odds in your favor, we started working a little bit on how you get the club going back. You have a general tendency to get the club shaft a little bit steeper at halfway back, a little bit across the line at the top, and then when you apply a force to the handle in the downswing, right, because of that club being across the line at the top, when you apply a force to the handle down in this direction, what it does is, because the club is on that side of the hands, it means that the shaft pitch goes from there to there, and that shallows the shaft significantly, and it means that it's swinging quite a long way in to out, all right, combined with the other aspects of what you do. So what we tried to change during the lesson was a feeling that at halfway back, the club shaft wasn't going to be so steep, it was going to be more flat. And also we changed the left wrist position to be a little bit flatter itself, rather than having so much cup in that left wrist. Yeah, we were trying to get that left wrist a little bit flatter. Now those two aspects, you could call them very John Rahm-esque, okay, that flat left wrist and that slightly flatter shaft position at halfway back. By the time you take them to the top, now you can see the club is a lot more laid off at the top, means that when I apply a force down in the downswing, those hands can go more out, the club head will kick more out, and importantly, down at impact, that divot is likely going to be more left, more out to in, all right? So we changed some good backswing pieces. The piece about the left wrist is a really interesting one. You know, you used to have to, with yours, you used to have to get the left wrist really cupped because you were so draw biased. That cup in the left wrist almost helped you to keep the club face somewhat square through impact. But now that you've got a much better control of your golf swing, you've got the downswing coming down a lot more neutral, you don't need to have that, all right, that cup in the left wrist. You can have that left wrist on camera. When you look at it at the top of the backswing, you probably will notice that the left wrist kind of matches up with the lead forearm rather than that little bit of cup angle or extension of the lead wrist, we call it. Okay, but that flatter, maybe even slightly bowed feeling left wrist will really help you. Okay, so lots of feels working towards a John Rahm type backswing. Club shaft a little bit flatter, a little bit more laid off, i.e. the shaft is pointing way over there to the side of target behind me. Swing down, club's traveling more out to in, across the ball, club exiting left. Give that a go. Send me some videos on Coach Now so I can see how you're getting on, and I'll provide some review. But keep up the good work, mate. You're doing great.
So all that was left to do was to practice, and more practice. So here's me practicing in my home golf studio centre. Well, all that was left to do was to practice, and a bit more practice. I'm starting to explore different practice methods to optimize the performance and the time in each session. So if you think you've got any tips, please feel free to send them across to me on the social channels. That's Aiming for Scratch, spelt like this, on Instagram and on Twitter. And speaking of getting in touch, I need to give a big shout out to Kia Maria, who actually got in touch with me and said, as someone who doesn't understand anything about golf, what are the rules, what are the types of games, types of clubs, etc. Could you help elaborate on that? Well, here, Maria, I've got an idea, right? So watch this space, because I've got an idea which I'm going to put out in the coming weeks. Maybe let the weather get a bit better outside first, but I've got the perfect idea to break it down for you very, very quickly. Also, I need to give a big shout out to Lucas, who is on a very, very nice golfing trip with his dad in North Carolina right now, playing Pinehurst. Wowee, how cool is that? But guys, right, that's it. Hopefully you learned something from watching the lesson with me and John and got some ideas, but more important than anything else, that's it for this week's edition of Aiming for Scratch. So I'll see you next week, and I guarantee you do not want to miss that one. If you've seen any of my social channels, you'll have seen where I've been, and it's worth checking out next week's episode. Anyway, until then, keep playing your best, keep doing well, and keep aiming for scratch.